For more information on my programs, please visit massajady.com. That's MASSAJADY.com.
Again, so let's go ahead and get started. And those people online, welcome. Are you going to do the Facebook Live? Okay, we're going to be connecting Facebook Live, guys, so just hold on a second. If you guys are new to me, basically I've had 2 near-death experiences. The first one allowed me to, say, understand who we truly are at our higher level, right? Outside of our, say, physical beauty, experiences, people we know, family heritage, culture and all those things. Because that's how we define ourselves, right? That's how we define our lives. But then we're not as complete because that's only, say, 1% of who we truly are. So that first near-death experience allowed me to pull away and see it from a different perspective. I literally pulled out of my physical body, saw my physical body, and I go, oh, that's just a small accumulation of who you are, right? The grander perspective, the 99%, that really is important to us. That's who I felt, the grandness. It's like a universal beauty. If you've multiplied any joyous experience that you guys have had, multiply that by about 1 million times, and you'll come close to the grandness who you truly are. Okay? The second near death, it was a drowning accident. I went further just to tell you the difference between, say, what happened to me versus a lot of people who have near-death experiences. Because there's about over 800 near-death experiences every day that happen in the U.S. alone, documented. Okay? So there's a lot happening, a lot of near-deaths in the world. The difference between me, because there's very few people, if hardly any, at the levels that we're at in today's world, is that you've all heard that tunnel of light that people go through, right? The introductory layer where your loved ones meet you or greet you. And then there's a layer where you review your life. And then there's other layers as well. In this case, though, I transcended through the tunnel of light. Okay? Most individuals don't come back. Usually you exit and go into that heavenly space, as they call it. Okay? But I did transcend through the tunnel of light, and I managed to make it back. At that level, when I was there, there is no time, there is no space. We're infinite individuals. I call it the beautiful blue space or the universal database. I'm a computer programmer, so I see everything as data or mathematics. Okay? At that level, you have access to anything that ever was, is, or will be. And that's how I get my abilities, to help you, say, shift. As I can say, no matter who you are, whether you're here in front of me, a loved one, whatever, I can tap into anybody and just read their storyline. Okay? And then furthermore, so I'm not a psychic, although I have, say, psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, way beyond that, because those are, say, at material level. Okay? And I'll explain the different layers. I can edit your storyline. That's the importance, right? It's different to go, oh, this happened to you at X day in your life, but let's change it. Okay, and that once you change it, it, say, shifts your attitude, the way you see life today. And it allows, say, different opportunities for you to come in your future events, right? Kind of like Einstein's theory of relativity, if you're familiar with that. Probably not for a lot of you. But basically, depending on where you are, depending on how you see your life today, allows, say, different future events or different realities for you to come in. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? Okay? So it's very scientific. It's not about being nice or bad, or I did this, so now I'm going to hell. Again, that's not my belief systems. That's a lot of your belief systems that as I just scan the group. Okay? In fact, you teach your kids that way as well. If you did this, you're bad. If you did this, you're bad. If you did this, you're bad. But in reality, you're just, say, propagating whatever your belief system is, and then look at your belief system. Look at your life, where it's gotten you. Right? Is that the kind of belief system that you want to send down to your kids? Right? Probably not, since this is kids with drug-type addictions and so on. We'll talk about, say, why some people get, drug-addicted kids, or and by drug addictions, I'm not talking about, like illegal drugs or street drugs. There's a lot of kids that are on ADD medicines, ADHD medicines, sugar, right? Corn-type derivatives and stuff that totally destroy them, far worse, say, than the street illegal drugs, okay? So we'll talk about that as well, why they're like that. Hey, guys, how are you? Hope you can hear me well. I'm sorry, but we'll get a recording for you because this is recorded, hopefully, right? Yeah. So if you can't hear me well, just bathe in the frequencies, guys, if you're online, okay, on Facebook Live, because there's a lot of background noise, all right? And it'll be beneficial for you. Even if you don't understand it, if you want the understanding, again, we'll get you the recording. All right, guys? So coming back to my abilities, all right? Say, for example, you have the physical layer here, and people try to do, say, exercise, they work out, surgeries of any type, chiropractics. So those are the physical things that we do to stay healthy, right? Or say we try to get a better job to make more money. We try to get education, to improve our lives. We try to connect with somebody. So again, those are the physical experiences that we do to improve our life. But if you've noticed, none of those physical experiences or what you've done really, say, satisfy that internal self. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay? Just as an explanation, why are not more millionaires and billionaires that I work with, why are they not happy? They're not as happy just like you guys are. Okay? And many of you are, say, trying to be in that success ladder. If you had this much money or if you had this much fame, then you'll be happy. But then again, there's a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of movie stars who commit suicide. You think they'd be perfect, right? They have the perfect life, but they're not. Again, why is that, right? I'll explain that in just a second. So the next layer that people try to improve their lives is, say, energy systems. Okay? So what that means is physical energy systems of the body. So those are chakras, auras, psychic abilities, hypnosis, okay, brainwashing, right? If you're in war, prisoners of war, they brainwash you. Emotional things that you do. Let's see, other energy healings, like what do they call that? Sound vibrations, right? You listen to certain, say, frequencies. Forgot what they call it now. Again, those are all, say, physical, although they're at, say, a higher level, but they're all, say, mechanical energy systems of the body. Okay? It's like electricity. Okay? It's a physical space. So you step up a couple layers. The third and fourth layer, they're more like bridge layers. And this is the difference between, say, stepping into, say, your physical body, okay, and getting into what really counts is your spiritual body. So the underlying foundation of what creates your body, okay? That's the level I work at. I call that the fifth layer, okay? At that level, again, it's your blueprint. That's what's created your life thus far, okay? So that means that all your programming, just like a smartphone, already has, say, been set in you, okay? Your objective is to, say, edit that programming. So that's what I do for you much faster, much easier. So if you come to me, whatever issue that you have, I can pinpoint it and go, oh, this is the program that's running for you, and that's why your life is the way it is. Okay? Say you have a back problem or a neck problem or whatever. Sometimes we try to do it again at that lower level, the physical level. But the main reason you might have that back or neck problem, it might be at your frequency level or what really creates you. Okay? So I'm not going to get into more detail. There's a lot of, say, podcasts that I have on that. Let's get back to the kids. Okay? A lot of times, again, in today's society, I come from the U.S., what we do is our food is not that fantastic. We start to get distorted. Okay? And there's a lot of ways that kids get distorted. One, the main reason is that they eat improper foods back in the early 50s, 60s, right? The government decided that it was the fat. It started with, I think, Truman. He had a heart attack. I might be wrong on the name of the president. He had a heart attack. They wondered what was causing the heart attack. Some scientists came up and goes, well, he has too much fat in his body. And then the other one was he's got too much sugars. The government went towards too much fat. They removed all the fat in the diet. That's why you have diet foods. That's why people count cholesterol and so on. That's not true. They're finding out that's the total opposite. But sad to say, there's a lot of mothers that don't take in fat, right? Especially when they're pregnant. So the fetus basically starves. Literally, that's what happens. And that's why you have a lot of, again, ADHD, autistic type kids, because they're not getting enough, say, nutrition to really build their brain structure, their brain stem, all those things, right? So again, those are the physical issues. I can help with that. By the way, I'm not a doctor, medical practitioner, or anything like that. I just tell you what I see. I don't diagnose you, but I'll tell you what you have, okay? Again, that's not a diagnosis. I can just tell you what you have, just like I see that guy's shirt is white. It's as simple as that for me. If he has heart issues or whatever it might be, okay? Other reasons why people have time or are distorted and their kids get into, say, drug type issues, again, whether it's illegal drugs or any other type of drugs like sugars and so on, is of time distortion. A lot of times the mothers are afraid, they're abused and so on. They step out of their body. Well, what happens when that fetus is in the woman, right? That environment that they live in, they think that that's their natural environment. So they get time distorted. So they're always out of time. And again, I'm not going to go into the science of that. We just don't have time. But I do have a podcast about time distortion. So basically, the way I see, say, frequencies is your spirit is around you, say, arm's length around. Many people feel it through the work that I do. They actually see their frequencies, their real sense of self. Okay, and then your body is a hologram created within. So your spirit is a projector projecting the hologram of your body. Okay. Say that projector is now shifted over, and then we feel, say, unaware of ourselves. We feel disconnected from the world. We feel disconnected from other people. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? Time is a little distorted. We lose track of time, or we're real anal on being on time. Okay? Those are all, say, causes or features of being time distorted. Some people don't even, say, see us because they really don't see, because communication happens at a much deeper level, right? You might say something, people don't hear you. You might even get to the point where, people don't even see you. They run into you because, oops, I didn't see you. Again, that's how some individuals are time distorted to that extent. Does that make sense to some of you here? I'm kind of sensing this front group here. So as a note, you might be, you can't, yeah. So as a note, guys, you might be feeling a little different right now. Does that make sense to you? That's because I'm working on you. Okay? Just shifting you even as I talk. We'll get into those deeper states. Other reasons, again, there's a lot of kids who have fantastic abilities, but those fantastic abilities is like say a fire hose, right? They just can't handle those abilities. They're so powerful. They get stepped into, say, realities, well, that are just too powerful for them. It scares the hell out of them. They don't know what to do, so they get scared. Again, they jump out of their body, basically, or, say, the time reference of where they should be. Kind of like you see something scary, you hide in the closet, right? So basically, they see or sense something scary, they hide away or try to get away, okay, from their, say, physical self. Obviously, you can't. But again, it distorts you, right? So again, intuitive abilities, if you don't know how to use them, will distort you. Okay? Other reasons, obviously, straight out reasons, abusive family life and so on. What do? You step out of your body again. They're all really, say, time distortion or time disconnects for kids. And then you grow up that way. Okay? And just to let you know, just to give you an extreme example, if you've ever experienced or seen somebody who's been abused, say like rape, okay? Have you ever seen that they have a blank stare in their face, right? Or they explain that they just like, I just left my body. Okay, some of you probably have experienced that firsthand from what I'm seeing. Does that make sense to you? They totally just leave their body, right? Their spirit protects themselves by leaving their body, and then the physical body takes the abuse. Well, if that happens over and over and over and over again, you get used to leaving your body. So again, you're not in real time. Okay? So those are the real causes. And again, people who start getting into like Prozac or mind-distorting drugs, because it's sad, but even in the U.S. today, there's millions of kids who are on antidepressants. You guys know that? It's really one of the only countries in the world that their kids are antidepressants. That's actually a pharmaceutical issue, right? Because they can make more money if you're starting out kids with antidepressants. Because those antidepressants, usually you have to take them forever, right? So again, it's just another market for these, for the pharmaceuticals. We're not going to get into that, but what happens for people who, say, get on antidepressants, it really doesn't say benefit them, because that time separation, right, your spirit's here, you're pulled out, that's why you have this distorted. You get on antidepressants or drugs or whatever, they make you feel like connected, that's why you do that, but then you need more and more and more to stay connected, right? Because if you get off them, you'll feel that separation. So what I'm talking about is like your spirit basically disconnects you from your physical form even more, and that's why, there's a lot of suicide in those antidepressant drugs, right? Some of the side effects. Again, that's why scientists still can't figure out. It's like, it should be an antidepressant. It should make you feel happier, but why are people getting the opposite effects? That is exactly why their spirit starts to stay separate from their identity of who they are here. Okay? Anything, any issue that you have, any lack that you have is not because, you need more money, you need better sex, you need more drugs, you need a better partner, you need anything like that. Again, it doesn't work, guys. I've seen it all, from people who make a lot of money to a little money to being happier, whatever, or healthier, right? It really is a time connection for you. And I know that sounds strange or, say, unromantic, so on. Even finding complete true love, it's a time distortion, okay? And in this case, again, we're working with kids with, say, drug-type addictions, but I'm reading a lot of people, whether you're online or here, again, with a lot of time distortion. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a meditation, okay? And if you guys want to stand up, that's fantastic. If you guys want to sit down, I prefer you to stand up because it disconnects you from the reality that you think you are in, okay? It really pulls your spirit back into your body. So again, if you can stand up, if you're at home, if you're online, stand up. If you're on Facebook Live, okay? I'm going to pay special attention to these cute little kids here. And again, guys, as a reminder to the kids, again, I'm not dissing the parents. I have 6 kids of my own, okay? Don't listen to your parents as much as you should. All right, guys? Straight out. Okay? Okay? Just think about it, guys. Look at their lives. Okay? If you're not liking the lives that they're running, right, why should they be telling you how to run your life? And again, I'm not saying that to diss you. I'm not saying that to, say, disrespect your parents. Always respect your parents. Okay? But start to understand why they might be saying some of the things that they're saying. It might be out of fear. It might be out of, say, extreme religion. It might be, again, out of control. Okay? So as long as you're aware of it, again, you should listen to them, but as long as you're aware of why they're saying some of the things that they're saying, you'll start to learn from that pattern, because it's not the situations that you're in, guys. You start to learn from that pattern, and then you start, say, moving forward or moving on, and then you get a better life, say, than your parents, because that's what your kids want, right? Or do you guys want to have the same life as your parents? No? I'm seeing all of you go, no. I don't want to swear, but hell no for a lot of you. Okay? That's nice. Okay? That's a good space to be. Okay? When we're young like you kids, right, we see that separation because we see the beauty. Basically, that's when you were little kids, and I'll bring you in because it's easier for you kids, right? I'll bring you into that beauty. By the way, the frequencies that I generate for you, it's really identical, say, to the purest form of nature that you can get into. If you were in the jungle, it's the same exact frequency. It's unadulterated. Okay, that's why it's so pure and that's why it's so powerful for you. Okay, little kids, babies, animals, they have that attraction, right? That's why, because it's just, they're so present. You see that beauty, no matter how ugly the kid is, by the way. You see that beauty in them. No, just a joke, okay, guys? All right? All kids are really cute. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Just noticing where you are, noticing your environment, noticing the space around you. Okay? There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of distractions in here, but as if you were walking down by the booth, a lot of people get into those deeper states. Why do they do that? Again, I pull you into that state present so strong. Beautiful breath in, nice and strong. Again, starting to notice the sounds around you, right? There's sounds that are really far away, sounds that are closer, sounds that are even closer yet. And then there's my voice. You might even hear, say, certain conversations around you. Say, you might, say, pick up certain words around you. Again, just notice the different layers, right? Just like any distraction, successful people use any distraction, any emotion to always help them ascend higher. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Always help you ascend higher and higher. Okay, no matter, say, what you've grown into or out of. Beautiful breath in, nice and strong. Stop connecting to the group. As you pay attention to your body, again, noticing your legs, noticing your hips. In reference to the sounds that are coming around you, right? Again, space-time. We can go even deeper as you become aware of your hips, your lower back, your mid-back. Noticing the lighting, whether your eyes are open or closed. Again, noticing the lighting. Right? There's lighting coming from the windows, lighting coming from above. That continue to work on you, generating those frequencies, encapsulating you. All you have to do is pay attention to your neck, your chin. Paying attention to the sounds around you. You've noticed the sounds around you are kind of fading out, blending away. Even focusing my voice, which allows me to help you go deeper yet by becoming aware of your shoulders, your hands, your fingers. Breath in again. Asking ourselves, how do I connect to pure source even stronger? Again, that question, how do I connect to pure source even stronger? Nothing religious or nothing spiritual, by the way. You've noticed many of you, whether you're online or here, feeling really different, kind of wondering what's going on. Again, that's your real self coming through. Some of you might be, say, experiencing memories that you've, say, hidden. And it's a great time to, say, let them go. Again, since most issues of, say, drugs, so on, again, no matter what type of drugs, foods, drugs, that the kids have, young adults have, or adults, come from time distortion. Let me just say, center you guys, okay? bring you completely into time, and then we'll play around with time, just to show you how time distorts. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Some of you, especially the younger kids, say a little scared. Fine. Again, just noticing where you are. That's your 0 point, exactly where you are here. And noticing your hands. Noticing your arms. Noticing your shoulders. Again, this is your 0 point, exactly where you should be. Take you even deeper, right, by slowing down time or disconnecting you from time. And noticing your breath will count down from 13. So it'll take me about 13. By the time we get to 0, again, being totally aware of where you are. Strong breath in. 13. 10. 9. Really stepping down. 8. Slowing down time for you. 7. 6. Being even slower. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And 0. And just noticing where you are. And let's see if I can say shift you out of time. To the left of you is your past. To the right of you is your future. In front, behind, above, below is different realities in this time frame. So just be aware of where you are. I'll just say push you over. Say to the left. So back into your future. Again, how far back did you go? What memory did you see? If you've noticed it's not really a memory, you go actually say relive that memory, right? You sense it in your body complete. Again, different than memory. Some of you kids might not be feeling good. Be aware of that. not exactly sure what's happening to you. Again, for the younger kids, totally fine. Noticing your breath. Bring you back into the present moment. Again, by noticing your feet. And notice how the present moment feels. Maybe more real to you, more in time. I can push you into, say, other realities in this time frame. So let's go ahead and do that. Nice deep breath in. Again, noticing how you're feeling. Again, although you might be physically here, whether you're here or online, again, not feeling as solid. Where did you go? Those are all the possible realities for you. For most of you, anyway, who are in tune. Some of you too scared, so you stay here. Still works on you, by the way. Takes a little longer. Strong breath in again, nice and deep. Again, bringing you back where you're supposed to be. Physical body, connected completely, spiritual body. Okay. Again, probably more solid this time. And we can go into the future. Again, it's just one aspect. So just to warn you, okay? Basically the future that most people go to is directly related to where they've been. So what that means is if you don't change anything in your life, you'll go down this path. Objects always go in straight line. Just the laws of physics. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. So depending on where you are right now, or the life that you've led, just push you into the future. Again, it's not a memory. You're actually going to live it. You can go 5 years, 10 years, whatever you'd like. Again, whether you liked it or not, that's one of the possibilities. It doesn't mean that it's written in stone. Let's pull back where you are. Nice deep breath in. Noticing where you are, noticing your feet, noticing where you are right here, right now. Noticing my voice. Really pulling you back. Again, feeling more present within your body. Nothing's really changed. But again, more solid. So if you shifted your life, like started to become awakened, okay? Started to know who you really were, push you into another future. Again, it's possible for you. Push you into another future if you were of a more awakened being. Okay? So we'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Again, just pushing you into, say, a higher level being, if you were that right now. Again, notice how you're feeling. Notice that it's beyond, say, physical possession. Although you're abundant, again, that's very minimal. That's that 1%. There's a bigger, expansive view. So that's where you want to be. Okay? Again, that's just one of the possibilities. And just, you can see it. Many of you can see it. That's a higher possibility or probability of you accessing it. Okay? You start to become awakened. Let's pull you back to where you are here in the present moment. Okay? Again, what does that have to do, say, with drugs and getting addicted and all that thing? No matter if you're a young kid, old kid. Because if you're perfectly centered where you are, you won't need anything distorting you. You'll move away from anything that distorts you, whether it's the cereals you eat, anything else, right? Sugars, drugs, prescriptions, your parents, whatever it is. Again, you'll be protected from that space. As a note, as I continue to work on you, you come back more into the present and really being here. Even if you're kids, you start to release, say, the pattern of the family lineage. So you might not feel good. Okay, so just be aware of that. Some of your parents will latch onto you more if they're those suffocating parents that love the hell out of their kids. Okay? So just be aware of that. Okay? Your parents will latch onto you more. Again, be aware because they can't come into you. Okay? Again, they'll go, well, I'm doing it out of love. I'm doing it to protect you and all that. Don't buy into it. Deep breath in, nice and strong. Your parents, right? You'll start to say all the weaknesses that you have, okay, will reflect back upon you. So you'll see them in your kids. Okay? That's you. Those are the things that you have to work on, especially of younger kids. So be aware of that. Go ahead, take a deep breath in, noticing where you are. Noticing your feet, noticing your hips, noticing your spine, your head. Opening your eyes whenever you're ready. Coming back here again even more. How are you guys feeling? A little different? Does this reality look a little different to you? Again, nothing really changed. It's just that you're more aware of being here. Okay? Which allows you to, say, sense what's around you. Which allows you to disconnect from stuff that's not good for you. Make sense to you guys? Okay? Excuse me. There's a lot of information on my website. There's free podcasts that you can go to, say, to understand, say, the mechanics or the science behind how this works. Thanks for being here. You guys can replay this for your kids on the background. Again, it'll still be just as powerful. All right, guys? Again, thanks for being here. And then notice what you notice. See you guys later.
For more information on my programs, please visit massajady.com. That's MASSAJADY.com. Or join us on Facebook for more information. We do a lot of Facebook Live.